Do not adjust your time circuits. They are completely accurate. Another Time Machine Tuesday starts right now. Welcome back to Brickscale Studio. My name is Jeff. Thank you so much for joining me. So we are rapidly coming to a close on this DeLorean build. Only like 3 more episodes after this. So that's exciting, and then we can move on to something else. Today we're going to continue work on the Reactor platform, and we're going to install some lighting filaments for the Plutonium reactor. And then on the Lego side, we're going to get fairly close to finishing the Lego model. We're going to be we're going to finish the hood and then put some more details onto the back, kind of like we're doing on the scale model. So let's get into the build. To get you caught up from the last episode, we started working on the Reactor platform. And so that's going to be the focus for the next couple of episodes. We're going to be adding some additional details to the Reactor platform, and then obviously once we finish adding all the details, we will attach this to the car. So I'm going to set this aside for a second. So in issue 113, so here we go. So we are going to be attaching the Reactor drum and LED wires. So pretty straightforward. It looks like we're going to be doing the same thing. We've got this tubing that we're going to be wrapping the light in. So we'll see how well that works out. So there we have that. And then here are the parts for issue 113. Okay, so the first thing we're doing is we are taking this lighting filament and we're just putting it in half like so. And then we are going to feed it through the top of the reactor drum. So just like so. We want to make sure that we get these ends aligned. And then we are going to do the same thing we did when we did the filaments on the car. We're going to take the adhesive tape and again make sure those are fairly flush. And then press those into the tape. And then we will take our LED wire and press that against the filaments, like so. And then we will just wrap the whole thing. Just like that. And then we want to pull this back out and wrap this filament around the reactor drum. All right, so I'm going to put a little glue down in the bottom of this channel just to hold those in. Because it does not fit in there snugly. Alright, so just like so. I'll just give that a second to dry. Okay, so now we are going to attach this plate with a BP screw. Just like so, and hopefully that will help to hold that in. All right, so now we want to turn this over And we want to take our little plate here, and we've had these before. This is just going to help hold this in place. And that's going in with an IP screw. And here I thought that this last few issues here, just working on this platform, were just going to be super easy. They are proving to be a little difficult. Problem is this filament is just so stiff that it doesn't want to stay in place, so it just keeps bouncing up. And that, of course, is just making everything else so difficult. Yeah, now I worry that I've broken my wires off here. I guess we will see. So that is it for issue 113. And then now we are on to issue 114. And we're going to be putting these little, they're just calling them reactor drum details. So yeah, we're going to be putting them all around here, and then we're going to be attaching the drum to the platform. So all right. Here is the parts pack, and it looks like we get another screwdriver. Okay, so we got a little screwdriver, which I'm just going to set aside. We got that little screwdriver because we're going to be using CP screws, and they are teeny, teeny, tiny. So let me make sure I have 15 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we have a tab. Okay. So it looks like we're taking one of these, and there are holes around the end here. So we're taking one of these, and then we're just going to be attaching them around like so with these little CP screws, which, like I said, are super teeny tiny. So let's get one of those on. There is one. And we're going to do that 14 more times. Oh my gosh, that was so tedious. I'm getting all those around there. But there was a little notch on the bottom of those that did sort of drop in and helped you get that aligned. So that was good. All right, so next we need to bring back the platform. And this is going to go right through here. Let's get that label folded up in there. So that's going to go right on there, and let's see. There is a little locator lug that's going to help you line that up. So that's going to go right on there. And then we're going to screw it in with BP screws from the other side. So there's one side, and there is the other side. So now we want to take this cable and pull it down. There's a little groove here. And then we have our tab, and that's going to go in with a KM screw. Now be careful tightening this. You don't want to... All right, so now we've got that in just like so. And that is it for issue 114. Issue 115... Here we go. So we are going to be doing the vent connector and mounts for the reactor platform. So we've got some mounts here, some cables, vent connector. So here we go. All right. So here's the parts pack for issue 115. Okay, so we have a vent connector, we have the mounts, and then we have, this is, let's see, I'm not sure if they're stamped. They're referred to, let's see, this is the cable mount right, this is the, or mount right, mount left, cable mount, and cable. So first thing we want to do is take this part and take our cable, and we want to put that right in there, and that's going to go in from the other side with an AP screw. And it is notched, so it can only go in there one way. All right, so that is in there. Just make sure that that is tight. Perfect. And then we're going to bring back our platform, and this is going to go, let's just move these wires out of the way. All right, and then this is going to go in just like so, and that's going in from the other side with EP screws. And there's two. So we got that in. All right, next we want to take our mounts. Just going to put that aside for a second here. Okay, so we want to flip these over, and there are some holes here, and we want to flip them over so the holes are facing out on both of these, like so. There's a pattern you can see. This has 2 tabs, and this has 1 tab. And there's 1 tab and 2 tabs, so they can only go in one way, just like so. So it looks like we're going to be screwing those in from the other side with some AP screws. So let me get that going. So let's do one at a time here. Okay, that is one side. And again, it has a notch pattern, so it can only go in one way. All right, so that is in. So now we'll bring back over our platform, and then this is going to go, there are 2 little tabs here, and there are some slots and holes there, so we just want to line those up. Just like so. And that's going to go in on the other side, again with EP screws. Perfect. Just make sure those are in there flush. Awesome. So that is it for 115. The last issue, 116. Let's see, we have 4 cables to add to the reactor drum. So basically, we're just adding these 4 cables in. So this should be interesting because the holes are in between these little parts we added in issue 114. It's got a little more magazine this time. And then next time we have more little accessories again. So here are the cables for 116. So these look identical, but there's, if you can see here, there's sort of a straight end and then a hooked end here. So let's bring back our platform. This piece that we put on last time, there are 2 holes down here. And those are going to go, whoops. So here we go. Like, let's see how easy this is going to be, because these are, of course, down my light again to give me a little more illumination. Yeah, these holes are kind of hidden back here. So yeah, this is going to be a little tricky to try to get these in there. Alright, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to take these off and put them on. So I think this will work out a lot better for us. So there's two on that side. And then we'll put the two in on this side. Okay, so we've got those in. Now we can put this back on. All right. And then now we need to fish these around and insert them into holes on the side of the reactor drum. I'm sure you can't see anything that I'm doing, and I apologize, but these are just super fiddly here. And of course I'm worried about, they are elastic, so that helps, but I'm super worried about pulling it too tight and then pulling it out from the other end. All right, there are those two in. And there's that one. All right. So hopefully you can see those. I will take a picture. All right, and that is all we are doing for issue 116, and that is it for this episode. So let's move on to the Lego version. Here we are on the Lego side. If you remember from the last episode, we sort of finished up this kind of back area with some of the trim here, and then we built this plutonium case and hoverboard and sort of put them up here in the little compartment. So today we're going to be doing steps 401 through 414. And also in the last episode, we finished bag 10 of the parts, and so we are on to bag 11, and this is the last bag of parts. So we are really coming to an end with this build. So let's get into steps 401 through 414. Okay, so now we are at a decision point. I'm going to move this over here, and this is just like the Partwork DeLorean. We can choose sort of how we want this to display. We want the original Back to the Future 2, or Back to the Future 3. In both instances, I'm going to choose the original Back to the Future. So our bag 11 came with a lot of additional parts to build other versions. So we're going to stick with the original version. Same thing on the scale model side. So let's see here. All right. So yes, if we want to stick with the Back to the original one, we just turn the page to 242. If we want to go with Back to the Future 2, we skip ahead to 254. And if we want Back to the Future 3, we skip ahead to 266. So I'm just going to turn the page to 242, and we will continue on from there. Okay, and that is it for the Lego side. So we got the hood done, and then we got these vent pieces and the license plate. A little disappointed the license plate was a sticker and not a printed piece, but that's how it is. So that is it for the Lego version. All right, let's recap where we are at with this episode. So let me bring back the scale model. All right, so I'm just bringing back this portion because this is what we've been working on in this episode. So in this episode, we attach this drum, reactor drum, and this lighting element here. We attach some cables around the side, and then this piece up here. And then for the Lego version, we got the hood done. And then we also were able to get these sort of vent cowl pieces and the license plate. So that is it for this episode. So that reactor, the plutonium reactor, was a little fiddly to deal with that filament tubing. Again, I'm really interested to see how that's going to work out as far as the light going all the way through the tube. Since we're just sort of doing this weird, like, putting the tube and the light wrapping it in a piece of tape. So we'll have to see how that goes in the finale episode when we test the electrics. So let's get into our summary. So for the scale model version, we had 31 steps and 31 parts. And for the Lego version, we had 36 steps and 68 parts. So total to date, 1,259 steps for the Partwork build and 818 parts. And over on the Lego side, 735 steps and 1,686 parts. All right, so you can see what I mean. We are coming down to the end of this build. So again, I would remind you to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, because we've got a lot more exciting stuff coming up. Like I said, this DeLorean build is coming to an end, but we have some exciting stuff coming up in the next few weeks. So be sure to hit that bell notification and subscribe so you don't miss out. And until then, remember, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I will see you soon.